Hello chaps, it's still, and chapesses, it's still Friday, it's still the 15th of September. I've just finished honing two razors. I thought we'd do a quick test, see if they're any good. I'm going to use dear old Matty's rather pleasant scented shaving supplies by, it's the Black Assa Spirit. The black pepper, basil and lime. I used that the other day. It's really very nice actually, and very small economical pot. Anyway, thank you Matty Lindstrom, Sweden. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I've just finished the honing. I'm a bit rushed and fussed, as you can hear in my voice, I imagine. Back on some of this lovely stuff. Yeah, it really is actually very nice aroma. It's quite manly, if that's the wrong thing to say these days. You probably should say something like it's quite multi-sexual and multicultural. Anyway, it's a manly, lovely aroma. And the black pepper, you can actually smell quite clearly. Anyway, enough of that. Yeah, just a word on my honing, which I've just done. I wasn't slagging off that 1K. It actually is a very useful tool to have a rough 1K stone. I had worked and buffed a razor from the great Kim Matthias, and it's a beautiful looking razor. I'm going to show you in 2 seconds, but in working on it you completely ruin the edge. And to bring it back, I tried 3K, didn't work. You know, literally 40-50 laps on a 3K, it wasn't doing anything. So I put it on the 1K and immediately got the edge back, and then refined it down in the usual manner, of course. Yep, that'll do me. I think I'm not going to waste too much time. You've seen quite enough of me lately. It's just I'm enjoying these somewhat halcyon days. Early to mid-September. It's very nice weather. Anyway, before I can go out, I want to shave. So first let me show you, I haven't even taken the label off. This is now the fully restored Puma 89. Note the length of the blade. That's another way you can tell an early razor. Very long blade. That's got the lead wedge, as I showed you earlier in the honing video. You compare that to this beautiful Fisher, which was from Kim, and as you can see, there's a significant difference in blade length. I think I'm probably right in saying longer blades, earlier razors. This little belter I'm looking forward to. It's got the sweetest etching on it, which says finest surgical steel. It's a number 62 Fisher, German. Not sure of the date, but I would say probably 1940s, 1950s. I don't know. It might be earlier, but when you see the slightly shorter blades, I don't know. Anyway, I'm really enjoying the aroma from this Matty Lindstrom. It's absolutely wonderful stuff. I've only used it a few times. Yes, shaving soap from Sweden, soya wax, coconut oil, shea butter, water and essential oils. Yeah, very nice stuff. Thank you, Matty. He's an artist. Anyway, let's get on. We'll never get done and I'll never get out. So here's the Puma. Oh, one of the things I should mention is it had originally, when it arrived this week, it had a copper pivot pin, which was completely useless. So I've put on the lathe, the little stock of nickel silver I have. I've actually turned up an oversized pin because the hole had been made oversized. I turned up the washers. It's all together. It's all firm. It'll last another 100 years. Anyway, let's see how it works. Yeah, it's good. Nothing wrong with that. So that saved what was almost a junky razor. You can hear how well it's shaving. That's beautiful. It's not the best in the world, it's good. So I didn't start till, I don't know, probably at 9 AM this morning. And that's 2 razors honed and 1 shave. So let's wipe off the crud. I'll put it down. I'll try this little devil. I use the same stone progression. This is a very thin hollow ground blade. I had to work on it because when I got it from Kim, it just had that little bit of annoyingly deep residual pitting. And it was such a nice quality blade. So I'm a bit of an experimenter. So I thought, no, I've got to put this right. But so far, out of these 2 blades, as they've had exactly the same stone progressions, it's very difficult to tell them apart. Actually, no, there's a little bit of drag on this. That's interesting. Yeah, just a little bit. Yep, not as good as the Puma. I might have rushed, but both of them had the same progression, exactly the same progression. So in theory, their edges are the same. I'm not even going to put the suds on. Let me just test that area again. Yeah, Puma's better. Yep. Not as good as a custom, certainly not as good as a Trevor Wolfson, and certainly not as good as a Palmera, or my favourite, which of course is Spanish again, a Philharmonica. But it's good. Yep, good but not great. But a saved razor is a saved razor, and this is a shave anybody will. Adding a bit of water. Da, 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 da. That's why I enjoy the contributors on YouTube. Everybody has a different skill, everybody has a different slant. You pick up all these wonderful tips. The wetting the brush tip, of course, is from Jacques. And his channel is very worth watching. From Johannesburg. Yep, so Dapper Shaves is wonderful. However, closer to home, we have many great YouTube channel artists. My favourite by far in England is Gary. Hello, Gary. And I must say, Gary is very competent. He knows honing like you wouldn't believe. I am a pale shadow under a waning moon compared with Gary Hayward. Oh, this is actually a very good edge. Do you know, I thought it would be. Yeah, early steel. And I can afford Pumas, as much as I'd love to have a huge collection of custom razors. You know, it's going to add up. But this is a sweet razor. And excuse the pun, but it has the edge over the other Fisher. Yeah, I'm not going to do a super duper long one. It's just the first pass, first test on 2 razors, which a couple of hours ago were completely useless. They were razor-like objects, but they weren't razors. Unless it shows it ain't a razor. Anyway, I'll do a couple of more little short passes and then we'll call that a day. It's a great joy owning an almost very low value razor, but being able to restore it to a point where it's really very, very good. I'm going to do one more pass and call it a day. No tips on shaving from me. There are masters out there 1,000 times more advanced than me. But if you can do a fool's pass on a freshly honed razor, yeah, you're not doing too badly. Not the greatest expert on any of this really. So I'm very grateful for anybody that bothers to follow me on my channel. Martin's shave tests hopefully can be useful to people. I do hope so. This isn't an ego thing. Oh yeah, that's nice. Oh, I like this. Who would have thought? A cheap little razor off eBay from a very nice gentleman who obviously didn't rate it. It has no case, sadly, but I'm going to get it a case. There's no case for it. It would have been a cardboard coffin case, not a plastic case. This is early. This is pretty. I think this is probably the earliest Puma I've got. Don't get me wrong, I'm not a Puma fanatic, it's just I can afford them. And they are extraordinarily high quality razors, meaning their steel is very consistent. I wouldn't be surprised if originally all their steel came from England, probably Sheffield. I'm not going to worry myself about that. Oh, I'm very pleased. So this is a rescued razor, which is now in very, very good order. So I'm chuffed. I should just wipe off some residual lava. I'll show you one more time and call that a day. Yeah, I haven't gone crazy today. But that's passable. No, it's not passable. Nah, it's not. Hang on. I can see I've missed a couple of little patches there. You don't need lather. There's residual slickness on the skin for a touch-up. Yeah, Plenty of residual. That side's okay. Just give it a touch while we're at it. For a luxury shave, yeah, you want the full Monty, but who cares? I'm not a luxury person. Far from it. This just goes to show you can go cross grain, and you can even go against the grain if you wish. With virtually no lather on. If the edge is good. This is a good edge. That's it, chaps. Chapesses. It's a marvellous. There's even a couple of ladies following my channel. I'm eternally grateful. This is not entirely a male occupation, is it? In fact, the Kamasori razors, the Japanese Kamasori razors, the reason I've heard that they're such a strange shape, they have far more concavity on one side than the other. It's because Japanese ladies shave their husbands. So, any Japanese ladies out there, I'm single. Let's try the alum block. Little tiny bit there. Otherwise, nah, nothing. So that was a good shave. It's a good indicator of the alum block. Just remember, it's poisonous, meaning not to your skin, it's poisonous to your razor steel, unless you're using a stainless steel razor. So that's it. That's me done. A much thanks to Matty Lindholm's wonderful soap. I'll show it to you one more time. That's good stuff. In a nice neat little pot. You don't need gallons of soap, do you really? One small brush. And two razors back to being useful again. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't seen my channel before, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe. We're trying to spread the word. We're trying to get more people interested in the intricacies of straight razor shaving. See you all soon. Bye for now.